Hey folks, welcome back, another Paul Mouse video, and luckily for me, I have something really cool this morning, which is the Shiny Starmie, which, first of all, very good shiny colors, but also, low-key a pretty decent Eggmon support, right? I mean, as you guys could tell, I had the, like, regular one, right? Support Starmie, I had that one 5-star and, like, max out and stuff, right? Well, minus the Infinity, because I generally usually don't get units to, like, complete max Affinity, just because they don't give us enough of the treats or whatever, pies, what are those called? Anyways, but yeah, I was hoping to get this, and thankfully I did get it, and it is low-key a pretty nice Eggmon support to get. I mean, it's not, if you're looking at it, you're wondering what the hell. Post, this thing looks just, you know, kind of trash. What's there to really, you know, look forward to over here, right? Because it's you know, water gun, bulb beam, whatever. I mean, it's sport, but you know, the training move is what raises special defense and speed, and then has X special defense all, right? And then the passive skills don't look crazy either. You have like, well, vigilance is nice, right? But you also have like natural remedy and stalwart, which are solid support / tanking passives, but also not anything crazy. Yeah, that's true, but it's just a really nice extra support that you could throw into your legendary gauntlet runs, right? If you have a need for something like this, for example, if you're trying to fight a stage that is more, you know, special heavy, right? For example, maybe, I don't know, it's like Cresselia, right? I think Latias is pretty special heavy. Tornadus, sort of. The second bar is fully physical, but usually the second bar is not the bar you're worried about. It's more so the first bar and the third bar, right? So, you know, stages like that could really be nice just to have a special defensive support, especially if you're running her with stronger units, right? Very strong units, and then you could just, you know, just fill in a support slot with one of these, you know, Eggmons, right? Also give speed, which speed is very good. Also, again, it looks cool, man. Shiny Starmie just looks cool, okay? is that not a good enough reason? All right, let me get the potential up there a bit first, or else it's like stats are like terrible as like all Eggmons are. And let me get the affinity up. We're not gonna completely max it out. What are these called again? Pies? I don't remember. What are these called? Berry somethings. Berry tarts. Okay, I don't really eat tarts, so you know. Okay, let's get that. And that's generally where I stop most of the time. I don't really go further than that. Kind of sucks because I literally just spent all those resources on like the regular support Starmie, and then boom, they dropped like a shiny version of that. So kind of wasted my resources on the other one. Yeah, because you can't really use like 2 of them. Yeah, there we go. Got a shiny Starmie over here, and let's go try it out. All right, well, let's try this out over here against Tornadus. Bit of a random team, although not super random, I guess. To be fair, right? You have Essie Rosa there to do damage and stuff, and then you have, you know, Hex Maniac to paralyze, obviously against Tornadus, and also Essie Rosa could heal, which is a pretty big deal, honestly. It's a pretty big deal. Because, like, even though we are a support Eggmon that could buff special defenses, in my personal opinion, what Eggmons need the most, and, you know, I know a lot of people, they say, oh, Eggmons need grids or whatever, which, yeah, sure, they could get grids. That would make them better, obviously. I mean, that's grids in general. They, you know, if the unit gets a grid, or most of the time they'll get better. But, personally, I feel like Eggmons, especially support Eggmons more than anything else, need better stats, right? Tech Eggmons are fine in terms of stats, but like, you know, Striker Eggmons definitely could use some more stats as well, but mainly support Eggmons, I feel like really just need better stats, man. Because most people use their supports as like their main tanks, right? Which is fine. I mean, that's most of the time it's all right. Not always. Not always is your support your best tank, but I'd say most of the time, right? And well, to tank, outside of having, you know, defensive buffs, maybe some way of healing could help, some support passives like a vigilance, which she has, right? Or whatever, you know, stuff like that helps. But also a big part of being able to tank is your base stats. Your base stats, unfortunately, in this place, does kind of matter quite a bit. So, yeah, support Eggmon's having really bad base stats. Like, unless you have, like, even if you heavily invest into a support Eggmon, even like if you max everything out, a lot of times it's still hard for a support Eggmon to just completely survive. For example, a legendary arena run. Like, for example, over here, right? I'm very much not expecting Starmie to survive the entire battle. Could she do it? Maybe, but it's not very likely. It's not very likely that she does survive the entire thing, right? That's because, again, support Eggmons are just very weak in that instance. And you know, even our Starmie, which she did pretty well in the first half, right? But definitely against the second half where she is a bit weaker because the opponent is mostly physical over here, right? Not mostly, just fully physical, right? We could definitely see Starmie struggle here, and obviously, you know, the last bar just, I mean, last bar just hits harder in general. Yeah. Also, if you guys did notice, for Starmie, I gave her Flying Guard instead of, you know, because like she already has Vigilance in her like base kit, right? So we really don't need to like roll another Vigilance or whatever. So, you know, you got a bit more freedom in terms of a lucky skill over here. So I did roll Flying Guard. So like for Starmie, you could just, whatever like legendary gauntlet stage you're trying to attempt or whatever, you could just roll the you know, the type guard. Because like everyone has like a billion of those like cookies like unused pretty much. If you just like roll those type guards against, not that saved her from that physical move. Yeah, you just roll those like type guards against opponents, which could be really nice, right? So let's see if we can survive here. I'm not sure. It is a guaranteed crit heat wave, which you know, hurts to say the least, right? Anyways, let's get the sync in here, and we're pretty close. We'll see if we could survive it. Again, it is guaranteed crit, so the extra special defense buffs earlier unfortunately would not really help that much. We're close, man. Can we survive this? Oh, we can. Oh, if that's the case, we probably would. Oh no, we got flinched. But again, those extra special defense buffs from Starmie is coming in clutch. Even though Starmie herself didn't survive the whole thing. Starmie herself did not survive the whole thing, unfortunately. But the extra special defense buffs came in clutch at the end, where SE Rosa took like 2 hits as a non-tank. It took 2 hits from Tornadus, right? And also, I guess her special attack, you know, debuffs help as well, right? But yeah, I just feel like it's a pretty nice Eggmon. Again, it's not one of those like support. It's not like a Dratini support Dratini or support like Primeape or Gyarados, right? Where they're like really nice because they could also like buff crits, buff some offensive stats here. This is not an offensive support. This is more of a defense support, which during my like 100 streak run in the Legendary Gauntlet, I do find tanks like the 2 biggest things that would probably limit your run outside of whichever specific requirement, right, you need for a stage, right? For example, you know, paralysis units for Tornadus or like weather units for Moltres, right? Like outside of those things, right? I feel like the biggest thing that will prevent you from getting like higher streaks is more so tanks and supports, and tanks maybe even a bit more than supports, right? So yeah, it is a tank Eggmon. Again, I don't believe tank Egg. Like, look at this. I've invested a lot into this Eggmon, right? It's 5-star. It's decent amount of affinity, and I'm not expecting most folks to invest as much as I do, and like the defenses are like 186 and 582 HP, which is all really bad, right? So yeah, that's my biggest issue with Eggmons. It's really the stats. Like they have decent kits. Like Starmie's kit is decent, man. Buff speed, can max out special defense. You already have Vigilance built in. You have natural remedy. Stalwart could be really nice as well in certain cases where, you know, where it could Make it so that, you know, in terms of your lucky skills, you could throw in something like a type guard against the specific stages you're fighting, right? Or healthy healing if you're willing to spend a deluxe key on your Eggmon, which I'm not willing. But, you know, even some other stuff, I guess, like defense crush if you're running with physical team, or just fast track, which is good with like almost any unit in the game. Almost meaning, you know, just the ones that like can max out speed. Right, you know, you just have a lot of options with the lucky skills because again, you just have vigilance over. I can speak vigilance over here, which is really really nice. Although there is sort of like it's almost like a gospel that like everyone just has to like run vigilance on their tanks, which you don't have to. Like it's nice. It's definitely very 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 nice to have, but you know, just sometimes in certain scenarios, there could be other lucky skills that could be better. Right. I mean, for example, like on my SS Elisa. You know, I have like head start on her, which is really cool because with her breathtaking, like boom, that's like one turn single countdown gone. Which I take over visitors. Maybe not for Gauntlet, but like, you know, for mass mode definitely. Right. So, anyways, that's for this one. Hope you all enjoyed, guys. Think of the comments up below. Like enjoy the videos from our channel for some more Pro Masters content. Good luck if you guys are trying to hatch these, even if you're just doing it for collection. Because again, to make these even work a bit, right, you do need a lot of investment into these Eggmons, again, especially these support ones. So, alright. Have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one then.